$80 trillion hidden. That's bigger than America's GDP.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be, man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. 80 trillion hidden. I'm still having trouble wrapping my mind around this. I'm still trying to comprehend this. You think FTX was bad? That was billions. This is 80 trillion hidden. We are heading into one of the biggest financial collapses in history. But first of all, my name is Coach JV. First of all, I want to start out with saying I love you, from my family to yours, my heart to yours. I love you. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Apologize about the flubbed up background here. I don't have my green screen in my office. We got that flu running through the family here. Remember, oil of oregano, preventative medicine is one of the best, but I don't want to infect anybody. So now it's running through my kids, but we're all healthy, wealthy, and abundant here and here. Just something happened with the physical body. So sending light, love, and positivity to all of you guys to keep your family healthy during these holidays. All right, so let's dive into this. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this. Okay. Now, I may be a little arrogant, but I think I have a pretty big brain. I've been working on it. No, I'm just kidding. So this was so interesting. As FTX, everybody's focused on these billions of dollars. Now, it was very sad what happened with FTX. I think it's all by design. Kevin O'Leary talked about there's going to be another big black swan, but there's many black swans happening within the financial space. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. And I just want to share with you guys, as we look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, and I'm going to speak from the level of education that I have on this. I'm not a professional in foreign trading and FX swaps. I'm not an expert in this, but I have a little bit of an understanding of money trading back and forth. And when the dollar has value, they move it into other currencies, or they come into the dollar. When the dollar was down, they trade into other currencies. So I'm going to explain it from my level of acumen. If I get it wrong, I would love for someone to comment down here, but we have to digest what this is saying. Okay. This is what pisses me off. What really irritates me is you're starting to get exposed to the game. This is your pension funds, guys. They are playing games with your hard-earned money. You put your money in the bank, they take it and they lend it out 9 times. You trust these people with your pension funds and your retirements, and they're trading your money back and forth, and they got caught. They got caught with their pants down, and now we're in a really tough position. Let me read this. So FX swaps debt, 80 trillion. Now, let me put this in perspective. I'm going to show you how massive that is. When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. The global GDP is around 90 trillion. I was off. It's 100 trillion. How is this even possible? This shows you that there's so much fake money in the system. The global GDP is 100 trillion, but there's 80 trillion in hidden. Can you grasp that? How crazy this financial system is, and why I'm so bought into things like Ripple and XRP and the new financial system? Do you see why I'm bought into this new financial system? Because they have a massive liquidity crisis. This is what I'm talking about. No, this is not about crypto. This is about the financial system, and it's shaking at the core right now. So London, December 5th, Reuters, pension funds and non-bank financial firms have more than 80 trillion. Wrap your head around that, of hidden off-balance sheets dollar debt and FX swaps. The Bank of International Settlements said they came out and announced this. The BIS dubbed the central bank to the world's central banks. Also, duped right here. Is that duped? The BIS duped the central bank to the world's central banks. Also said in the latest quarterly report that 2022's market upheaval had largely been navigated without major issues. Having repeatedly urged central banks to act forcefully to dampen inflation, it struck a more measured tone and picked over crypto market troubles and September's UK bond turmoil. So there's so much shit going on in the markets, guys. FTX collapse. There's so many people. Everybody's over leveraged. That's what I'm hearing right now. Everybody's over leveraged. And I'm telling you, I've been telling you for 2 years, the great financial reset is coming. It's here. These are all signs, symbols, and wonders that we have made the right moves, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice. But let's hear from the BIS. Okay, so this is a video straight from the BIS. I'm going to adjust my microphone here in my home office. And so we're going to listen to the BIS talk about the dollar debt, FX swaps, and forwards, huge, missing, and growing.
Some foreign exchange derivatives, such as FX swaps, forwards, and currency swaps, require that the full principal amount be exchanged at maturity. This distinguishes them from other types of derivatives in which the principal is not exchanged. Banks and non-bank financial firms are the biggest users of FX swaps. They use them to fund and hedge portfolios as well as to take positions. Most FX swaps have the US dollar on one side and have very short maturities. This makes FX swap markets vulnerable to dollar funding squeezes. We saw this during the Great Financial Crisis and again in March 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic went global. Because the payment obligations from FX swaps are not recorded on the balance sheet, they are generally not picked up in standard debt statistics. Yet the scale of the dollar payment obligations is staggering, at more than 80 trillion in mid-2022. The bulk of this dollar debt is likely owed by entities outside the United States for which the US dollar is a foreign currency. As of mid-2022, non-banks outside.
Okay, so my understanding of this is that what happened was with the US dollar, so what happened is they were doing foreign trades, right? So these are non-bank institutions, pension funds that basically were outside of the US dollar, and then the US dollar skyrocketed, trapping them in their currency. And from my understanding is it's a foreign trade, right? So they're stuck in their deflated currency because the interest rates in America went shooting through the roof. Okay. And so now they're stuck in these off balance. They're basically leveraged. They're leveraged $80 trillion.
Outside the United States owed as much as 26 trillion in such missing debt, up from 17 trillion in 2016. This is roughly double their dollar debt on their balance sheets. Similarly, non-US banks owed upwards of 35 trillion compared to an estimated 15 trillion in dollar debt on their balance sheets. Since this debt is missing in standard debt statistics, it is difficult for analysts to anticipate the scale and geography of dollar rollover needs. Policymakers need statistics that better capture these short-term off-balance sheet obligations.
They're like, they don't even know. He just said it. This is the BIS. This is not me feeding you BS. This is the BIS, baby. This is a guy coming on there going, holy shit, we don't even know how big the problem is. But let me show you how massive that is. And I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around this, guys. 80 trillion, okay, 80 trillion hidden. The world's economy is 100 trillion. US GDP, gross domestic product, is 25.3 trillion. China is 19 trillion, the second largest economy. So what is happening here? Here's what's happening. Look at, this is the debt calculator. We're at 121% debt to income ratio. America has to borrow money from foreign countries just to keep our policies going. We're screwed. We're literally screwed. This is what the Great Reset means. And I'm hoping that I'm making the complex simple. Like, this stuff is complex to me. I don't understand FX swaps. I'm not, educated enough in that. But what I do know is this is bullshit. 80 trillion off. These are people's pension funds, guys. So we just keep getting scammed over and over again by the banks, the pension funds. The whole system, financial system, is a scam. It's absolutely a scam. FTX was a scam. Celsius was a scam. So basically, the whole financial system that was created was about taking our money, lending it out, over leveraging, and making a commission for themselves. So that's why they're so panicked about cryptocurrency and decentralization, because you take the sovereignty into your own hands. So what can you do about this type of stuff? This is why you see this stuff. Brazil, I want to talk to you guys a little bit deeper about this. Brazilian crypto industry getting regulatory clarity around global uncertainty. India's economy is growing dramatically. India has this figured out, guys. I'm telling you, India has this figured out. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but guys, America is faltering right now, faltering. So I'm a huge fan of Ripple. So I'm a huge fan of XRP. And, you can get into Ripple pre-IPO. So if you're an accredited investor, guys, I keep bringing this to you guys. They are a sponsor of our channel. I want to share with you guys. They supported our conference and they do sponsor our channel as well. And so Ripple is on link 2. This is not a cryptocurrency, guys. This is not a cryptocurrency. You have to be an accredited investor to invest in pre-IPO. But link 2 democratizes private financing, guys. They basically allow people, a lot of you don't even realize that you're an accredited investor. Okay. So you can go on their platform, see if you qualify to be an accredited investor. You can get into Ripple. You can get into Kraken. That there, some of them are limited, but there's new companies coming up. That's how people get rich. So what does that mean? They democratize private financing. Is just like this crap over here, where you just trust your money. You put your money into a pension fund and your 401k, and you trust that they're doing the right thing, guys. We're in a really, really tough position. So if you wanted to invest in Ripple pre-IPO or any other companies, click the link down below. But I wanted to just talk with you guys and chat. Like guys, this is sorry about this background, but we're in a really wild position right now. This is a wild position globally. We are in the precipice, if that's even the right word, of being so deep in the left hemisphere of the brain. So what can you do right now? Maybe you have $300 in your account. Like, well, JB, you remember, guys, remember this. I was on my mom's couch 3 years ago. I went from my mom's couch to finally rewiring my subconscious mind to wealth and understanding how money actually works. It works by connecting here and connecting here. That's why rich parents usually have rich kids. That's why poor parents usually have poor kids. It's not a negative thing. It's a fact. It has to do with your thoughts held for a long enough period of time, which creates an emotion, which creates a belief system, which tells your reticular activating system where to go. That's what we teach in our Warrior Academy through our 120-day challenge. You've been programmed for a very, very long time. People say, you can't serve God and serve money. Well, then why are churches some of the biggest investment companies in the world? You got to break free from these paradigms, warriors. You got to understand the history we've been taught isn't always the true history. A lot of the history you're being taught is to manipulate and mold you into a indoctrination system to make you work for a paycheck, to make you be enslaved to this dollar, to be enslaved to this money. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. 80 trillion in hidden debt. So just like FTX, there's no CFO. There's no CFO. We weren't tracking stuff. The BIS just said we don't have the proper tracking system. We didn't even know that stuff was off balance sheets. What the is going on? Who's running this show, guys? But I'm telling you, the teeter-totter is happening right now, and it's starting to tip. I'm telling you, what's done in darkness is coming to light. And you want to be on the right side of that coin, guys. You want to be on the right side of that coin. So right now I'd be working I'd cut off expenses. If you have 2 cars and you go down to 1, get rid of a car payment. Take that cash flow, put it into speculative assets, guys. Put it into utility assets. I call crypto speculative because it is very speculative because of regulation. What I mean by that is look at real world solve fundamental cryptos that are actually changing the world right now. Okay. Look at leverage life insurance. Okay. I use that to secure my wealth, guys. And then I want to share with you when the next bull run comes, what I would have done differently in 2021 is I would have pulled more profits and I would have locked it into some land, more precious metals. I'm starting to really feel that earth, more connection to earth and having those physical things where you have to come and take that from me. So hopefully you can feel the frequency, guys. It's coming from a loving place. We'd love to have you in our 3-2 Warrior Academy. I also have a couple of announcements. We have X Royalty, which is our project launching on Xrpl, January 11th, 2023. It is 36 days away. You can join the Discord down below for more information. And I'm also, I've never done this before, but I'm launching finally by popular demand. I mean, we've had so many requests. I'm launching my private coaching program, the Generational Wealth Shifting Program. There's going to only be 20 people, semi-private coaching, 2 groups of 10 that'll coach with me personally. You're going to go through a life-changing journey, get access to my wealth building team. You're going to go through a 120-day challenge, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, really heavy heavy accountability, and transform your life in 120 days. It's basically the system I used, crunched into 16 years of education, information, and all the mistakes I made, and the exact patterns I used to go from 16 years ago being a drug addict to coming back to becoming an executive to losing everything, then losing my money twice as I was trying to build this business, to realizing that I was deeply subconscious mind programmed. And I rewired my subconscious mind. And as I said today, I feel like I'm living heaven on earth. I have a great relationship with my kids. I have complete freedom. Like I said, my kids are sick. I don't have a boss. I don't work for anybody. I don't have a job. I just work for myself. I come and go as I please, and freedom is here, and freedom is here. So that semi-coaching program will be launching very, very soon, and that will be available to the public. It'll be an interview process, and only 20 people will be accepted every quarter, every 120 days. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.